Hi. That was it. It was simple. It was catchy, but it was incredibly dangerous. And unlike the message suggested, the sender certainly did not want to be friends. The year was 2004. It was the year of virus wars all across Australia and even the UK. Over 80,000 PCs affected, businesses greatly regressed, and the entire populace were both confused and frustrated. With that one simple greeting, the founders of the virus would draw you in and arouse your curiosity. And just when you hit enter, boom, their virus is introduced into your system and there was nothing you could do about it. Now hold that thought for a bit as we take you somewhere miles away from all of this chaos, where a young boy somewhere in Germany sat with his friends one day during recess and they discussed the widespread digital virus. Whoever was behind it was a genius, they thought. How great would it be to take them out and show them who's really boss? Wait, just like that, an evil idea formed in one of their minds. He could do this. He could create his own virus that would kick away the one that everyone was whining so much about. He would be the boss, the hero. There would be no question about it. This was the beginning of the famed virus wars that plagued the regions of Australia and Britain around early 2004. But this wasn't an ordinary war. It was a massacre. And standing over the bodies of his online rivals stood a barely 18-year-old boy. His name is Sven Jaschan, and this is the story of how he shook the foundations of the digital world and became a fugitive with a steep bounty on his head. Sven Jaschan was a 17-year-old resident of the quiet village of Waffensen in Germany. He was like every other regular kid that lived with their parents and attended a nearby school. By every ramification, Sven seemed to lead a seemingly ordinary life. He was quiet, shy, and dreaded talking to girls. But most surprising of all, even though he didn't do badly in school, he was not exactly the brightest kid, and to an extent, there was nothing unique about him. However, all that was about to change, and change drastically. Perhaps the most interesting thing about Sven's life was the fact that he was not in high school like a regular kid, but fell in love with computers at a very young age. No doubt it was in his blood because his mother also managed a computer business. Soon enough, he began attending a computer science school in the nearby town of Rottenburg, where he was described by acquaintances as a reserved and introverted individual. But little did people know that there was more to Sven than met the eye. A lot more. In the post-2004 era, hacking underwent a significant transformation, and it all started with a singular hack that triggered a ripple effect. The pivotal moment in this shift occurred on January 19, 2004. It was a Monday morning, the beginning of a new work week for Windows PC users in Australia and New Zealand. They would settle down to work, but first, they must respond to emails that probably have been pending over the weekend, right? Then, they'd come across a harmless-looking email with the title, "Hi." So intrigued or unsuspecting, they clicked open the message only to be met with a seemingly benign text. Test, followed by DHYGVLUEQQH. Little did they know that this seemingly innocuous communication was the harbinger of a new era in cyber threats. The virus was nicknamed My Doom, and it set the stage for a wave of criminal activities that would exploit vulnerabilities in the digital landscape for monetary gain. But let's switch from the hackers for a bit, shall we? Do you have any idea just how many people were affected by this? How much of a hit did innocent citizens have to take in these trying times? Only time was about to tell. But over the next few weeks, things took a surprisingly interesting turn. In 2004, within the confines of a computer science classroom at a vocational high school in Rottenburg, Germany, Sven Jaschan found himself engrossed in discussions about the notorious My Doom program with his fellow students. He was simply fascinated by the idea of My Doom, but more importantly, what if he could do better? What if he could create a program that reproduced just as fast as My Doom? Maybe he could even make it like a countermeasure to completely erase My Doom from systems. What if he could completely kick them out? That would be great. He would be the most celebrated person at his school. He would be a self-anointed Avenger, a digital hero in the realm of cybersecurity. The idea was appealing to him, so he embraced the challenge with youthful enthusiasm. But guess what he did next? For the next 3 weeks, Jaschan was hunched over his PC. For up to 10 hours a day, he immersed himself in the intricacies of coding, all in the basement of his parents' home in the serene village of Waffensen. With the ambient sounds of MTV and its German counterpart VIVA echoing in the background, Jaschan delved into extensive research on email viruses and commenced the meticulous crafting of what would later be known as Netsky. This undertaking demanded a substantial commitment, resulting in the creation of a formidable 2,000 lines of code. As soon as he was done, his program went live. But one question remains. What type of misery was this going to spell out for the innocent computer users that were about to get caught in the crossfires? Well, all that was sure at this point was that this was the beginning of the end. Little did Sven Jaschan anticipate the vastness of the virus war he was about to set in motion. As his own virus called Netsky gained prominence, a reactionary response unfolded in the My Doom camp as they endeavored to reclaim the spotlight. Sven was trying to run them down. They had to do something. So they devised a new strategy. Their strategy involved unleashing variants of the My Doom virus, which not only replicated themselves, but also devised insidious methods to corrupt Microsoft Office documents. The My Doom camp's resurgence was marked by a two-pronged offense. Firstly, the variants they introduced added a new layer of complexity to their malicious activities, targeting widely used Microsoft Office documents and causing disruptions in a domain crucial to many users. Simultaneously, they also launched a DDoS attack against the RIAA, and this served as a form of digital retaliation. The Recording Industry Association of America had become a focal point of public disdain due to its aggressive litigation against individuals involved in online music sharing. The My Doom camps sought to underscore their disapproval of such legal actions, turning the virus war into a battleground not only of code, but also of ideologies and grievances. Jaschan's initial foray into creating Netsky had inadvertently fueled a larger conflict, where each side sought to outmaneuver the other in a rapidly evolving landscape of digital warfare. The repercussions of these actions extended beyond mere computer viruses, revealing a complex interplay of technology, ethics, and the societal tensions surrounding online activities. The Netsky versus My Doom conflict quickly escalated into a full-blown showdown between Netsky and Bagel, another My Doom variant, with each side releasing new variants in a relentless cycle. A digital arms race unfolded, with Netsky diligently neutralizing Bagel variants as swiftly as they emerged. By this time, the hackers at Bagel Camp were getting more frustrated than ever. Sven was single-handedly ruining all of their efforts to take control of PCs in the area. Rather, he was making his own virus, the only incumbent one. So guess what they did next? They embedded in a message in a virus file. A message specifically for Sven. It read, "Hey Netsky, f*** off you bitch. Don't ruin our business. Want to start a war?" Sven did something even more audacious. Undeterred by the intensifying warfare, he embarked on a prolific spree, unleashing 29 variants of Netsky in the months of March and April alone. His counterattacks were meticulously timed, responding to the latest My Doom and Bagel variants with swift and calculated precision. However, as April drew to a close, Jaschan sought a game-changing move to vanquish My Doom and Bagel once and for all. In all of these back and forths, the ones who suffered were innocent men and women with lives, businesses, and livelihoods. Their digital privacy was infringed upon just so Netsky and Bagel could see who's best. Eventually, fate caught up with our daring German boy Sven. To counter the attacks, Microsoft rolled out a $5 million reward initiative for the capture of notorious virus writers. In a twist of fate, two of Jaschan's school friends, enticed by the bounty, contacted Microsoft and ultimately led to his arrest on May 7th. In the aftermath, Jaschan's confession to creating both Sasser and Netsky culminated in a legal resolution that reflected his age at the time of the offenses. Sentenced to 21 months on probation and 30 hours of community service, Jaschan's actions became a cautionary tale in the evolving landscape of cybercrime. The story, however, went beyond the courtroom, encapsulating a complex interplay of intentions, unintended consequences, and the far-reaching impact of digital warfare on a global scale. It is a story that the digital world will never forget, the story that has left Sven Jaschan's name in the sands of time forever. If you enjoyed this video, do hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next one is even twice as intriguing. See you then.